Good afternoon and welcome to Business Daily on Som TV, the pulse of the nation. Your trusted source for in-depth analysis, market trend, and key drivers shaping Nigeria's economic landscape. I am Teresa Ayuba, and here are some of the headlines for today. Nigeria's GDP growth expected to rise to 3.2% to 3.9% in Q2 2025. Nigerian companies to pay record corporate tax in 2025. Bonny light crude oil price raises to $70 amid Indian purchase to Nigerian crude oil. Now the news info. Nigerian economic is projected to experience strong growth in Q2 2025, with analysts forecasting a real GDP expansion between 3.2% and 3.9%. This growth will outpace both Q1 2025 growth of 3.13% and the corresponding period of 2024. Key drivers include GDP rebalancing, enhanced visibility of fast growth sector, particularly service and telecoms, micro stability, inflation is easing, FX volatility has moderated and reverse are improving. Business activities, PMI of 52.2 indicates stronger private sector output. Non-oil momentum, service, telecom, and industry continue to expand, offsetting oil weakness. Expert projection include Samuel Oyakenmi, head of research at Northern Bank, project GDP growth in the range of 3.5% to 3.7%, citing the rebalancing exercise and expansion in the non-oil economy. Damila Asimeyo, head of research at AfriVest West African, forecasts growth between 3.2% and 3.9%, driven by a robust non-oil sector. Services sector remains the primary growth driver, with finance and insurance benefiting from bank recapitalization and telecommunication activities beyond by tariff liberalization. Industrial sector expected to post an improvement, with growth nudging to 3.6% in Q2 from 3.4% in Q1. Agriculture sector projected to remain underwhelming, growing below its low-term average of 3% due to persistent insecurity in major food production states. Nigerian companies are expected to pay significant high tax in 2025, with some of the largest payouts in corporate history. According to data from public available finance statement, about 30 listed companies on NGX, excluding bank and insurance firm, accord around $1.007 trillion in corporate tax in the first 6 months of the year. Top taxpayers: Seplat Energy, Nigerian largest taxpayer, remitting 411 billion naira in H1 2025. Dangote Cement incurred 209 billion naira in H1 2025, placing it in the top 3. MTN Nigerian paid 207 billion naira in H1 2025, surpassing the 150 billion naira credit it received in 2024. Why 2025 is different? Return to profitability: companies are swinging back into taxable position after a brutal 2024. Cement, telecom, and oil gas, these sectors are now the backbone of government non-oil revenue collection. Corporate profits printed over 2.86 trillion naira in the first half of the year, compared to about 923 billion naira in the whole of 2024. Poised to exceed 2025 levels significant, government tax revenue is vulnerable to any downturn in the oil, telecom, and cement sector. Investing in commercial paper (CPS) has become an attractive fixed income option for Nigerian investors in 2025, with the monetary policy rate (MPR) staying elevated. Yield on CPS remain high, offering better risk-adjusted return compared to other asset classes. Key features: minimum subscription 5 million naira and 1,000 thereafter. Withholding tax 10% on interest or discount income. Tenors 90-day, 180-day, 270-day, and 360-day option available. Notable CP insurance: Kutex PLC 270-day CP at 28.5% implied yield with 213,750 return on 1 million investment. SKLD Integrated Service Limited 180-day CP at 24.65% implied yield with 123,250 return on 1 million investment. Champions Breweries PLC 176-day CP at 23.5% implied yield with 140,888,000.89 return on 1 million investment. Benefit: attractive return. CPS offers double-digit yield, making them a lucrative option for short-term investors. Low risk: CPS are typically issued by reputable companies with a strong credit rating. Flexibility: investors can choose between discount rate and implied yield option. Risks include companies may default on payment if they experience financial difficulties. Investors may face challenges selling their CPS before maturity. Companies may experience a credit rating downgrade, affecting their ability to pay investment. Tips are ensures the company has a strong credit rating to minimize difficult rates. Careful review the term and condition of the CP insurance. Seeking professional advice before making investment decisions. United Bank for African UBA has launched the 5th edition of its Super Savers promo, a 9-month campaign designed to promote financial inclusion and encourage a culture of saving among Nigerians. The promo theme Season of Progress will return from September 1st, 2025 to May 31st, 2026 and offer over 150 million in prize to customers. Key features include Bomba account require a minimum deposit of 5,000 to qualify for monthly draws. Individual savings account requires 10,000 monthly deposit for 3 consecutive months. Kiddies, teens, and next generation account are special categories for young adults and children. Prize are quarterly star prize 1 million for 27 winners. Other quarterly prize ranging from 500 to 10 monthly airtime reward from eligible account holders. Dormant account holders can qualify for special monthly 35,000 naira reactivation draws by funding their inactive account with 10,000 gold. Benefit: financial inclusion. UBA aims to integrate more Nigerians into the formal banking system, bridging economic gaps and building strong communities. Saving culture. The promo encourages customers to develop a habit of saving, empowering them to achieve their financial goals. Digital onboarding. UBA has introduced a new digital onboarding platform, allowing customers to open accounts online in real time without visiting branch. Impact include empowering Nigerian. UBA Group Deputy Managing Director Chukwuma Nwike emphasized the importance of saving in national building and empowering citizens to achieve their financial goals. Rewarding loyal customers. The promo is designed to reward both new and existing customers while attracting new savers to join the UBA family. Nigerians' economic growth 3.13% year-on-year in Q1 2025, slightly above the 2.27% recorded in the same quarter last year. Despite this growth, the country faced challenges in achieving its 7% average GDP growth target for the year before 2027. Key trend in local finance markets. Capital importation, $5.64 billion was imported in Q1 2025, a 65 year-on-year increase, with portfolio accounting for over 90% of total capital movement. Stock market performance. The Nigerian Stock Exchange (NGX) relied on 5.07% to 141,263 points, lifting total market capitalization to 89.9 trillion naira. Sectoral performance. Service remained the driving force, expanding 4.33% and accounting for over 57% of normally GDP. Impact of global events on Nigerian investment. U.S. Federal Reserve monetary policy targeting trajectory has stirred capital reflux in emerging markets, including Nigeria. Global crude price. Escalation in crude price after Nigerian export revenue preserving its status as country primary external earning driver. Opportunities for traders and investors. Nigerian equities, led by a well-cycled industry and selected growth stories generating above average value signal. Credit opportunities, well-anchored national balance sheet with sustained earning bias may reward selective buying and diversification. Online brokerage, rapid growth of online brokerage facilities and broadening access to current commodities and crypto segments. Challenges and outlook. Insufficient national savings, a major constraint to achieving Nigerian growth targets. Infrastructure deficit, widened infrastructure deficit hinders economic growth. Central bank effort pursuing exchange rate equilibrium and keeping inflation rate within tolerable bounds. Fiber One Broadband, Nigerian leading fiber to home FTTH internet provider, has announced a significant infrastructure and customers experience upgrade to redefine home and business connectivity across its coverage areas. This upgrade represents a major investment in next-generation technology and service innovation, aiming to deliver fast speed, greater reliability, and a superior digital experience for Fiber One's growing base on subscribers. Key features of the upgrade include next-generation XGS-PON fiber technology, improved speed, reliability, and scalability, preparing the network for future demand such as smart homes, 4K/8K streaming, cloud service, and digital service. New tools will give customers more control over their service. Proactive support system, enhanced support system will provide customers with service restoration, visibility, and improved communication. Loyalty reward structure, a new loyalty program will be introduced to reward customers. Rollout plan includes phase rollout. The upgrades will be delivered in phase over the next 15 months, with completion expected by October 2026. Initial rollout, the upgrades will begin in Lagos before expanding to Abuja, Port Harcourt, and other key cities. Customers notification. Customers will be notified in advance as each phase of the upgrade reaches their area, ensuring a seamless transaction with minimal disruption. Future-ready broadband solution. Fiber One Broadband has consistently led innovation in the Nigerian FTTH space, serving over 38 active customers and expanding coverage across major cities. World-class service support. The company is expected to deliver world-class broadband service to homes and businesses, powering communities with future-ready solutions. We're taking a brief commercial break. When we return, Business Daily continues.
33 years, the National Broadcasting Commission has stood as the guardian of Nigeria's airwaves, upholding professionalism and protecting every citizen's right to quality broadcasting. Guided by its mission to set clear standards, license, monitor, and regulate our broadcasting industry that fosters quality programming and technology, and its vision of a sustainable broadcast sector that meets Nigeria's social, political, and economic needs, the NBC has remained a pillar of excellence. Here in Taraba State, the NBC continues to shine, guiding broadcasters, monitoring compliances, and enforcing ethical standards. Through timely warnings and fair sanctions, it safeguards professionalism and integrity across our areas. At Sun TV, we proudly salute the NBC nationally and here in Taraba State for 33 years of professionalism, service, and trust in the broadcast industry. NBC at 33, your right to quality broadcasting, yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
In Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast, and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride, your way. Welcome back. The federal government has suspended all previous approved, pending, and explained application for land allocation and certificate of occupancy (CFO) on island and lagoons. This directive requires all requests to be submitted to the Office on the Survey General of the Federation (OSGOF) for proper coordination. The key points include Presidential Directive. The suspension follows a presidential directive issued on July 30, 2025 by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which placed a moratorium on shoreline, coastal road, island, lagoon, and other federal legacy infrastructure development nationwide. The move aims to prevent destruction of the Federal Infrastructure Master Plan in line with the National Geospatial Data Infrastructure Policy (NGDI). The National Inland Waterway Authorities (NIWA) has been directed to collect and submit all approved generated to individuals or corporate entities to the President through OSGOF and to desist from issuing such approval in the future. Demolition of unauthorized development, any development encroaching on the right of way or carried out without proper survey coordination will be demolished. Land approval generated outside the presidency or the office of the Surveyor General include those backdated or wrong assigned by other agencies are subject to revocation. The Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Musa Dengiwa, had previously warned developers to regularize their project or risk demolition and revocation. Centralization of approval. The latest order formalized the process of centralizing shoreline and lagoon approval, placed and pending titles under review. The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, is calling on the Anambra State government to settle an outstanding debt of over 900 million naira owed to its members who supplied diesel for street lights in the state. If the debt isn't paid, IPMAN warns that fuel price might skyrocket to 2,000 to 3,000 per litre. 8 IPMAN members in Anambra have died due to stress and shock from pressure by finance institute demanding loan repayment. Some member stations have been taken over by financial institutions, while others have closed down or laid off staff due to financial difficulties. PMAN has resolved to set up a task force to ensure compliance with fuel pump integrity among its members. The task force will operate in each state under the unit and will impose heavy monetary fines and sanctions on defaulting fuel station. IPMAN is urging the Anambra State government to settle the outstanding debt and improve the business environment for fuel marketers. The association appreciates the stride of various governors in developing road and security infrastructure in their states. The Lagos Business School LBS African Retail Academy has announced that entries are now open for the African Retail Award ARA 2025. The award celebrates excellence in African retail sector, recognizing groundbreaking strategies, exceptional leaders, and outstanding contribution of business driving the industry forward. This year, the award will introduce new category, Best Payment Company for Retail, which recognize companies that have demonstrated outstanding performance in enabling seamless and secure transaction for retailer and their customers. This category will spotlight innovators, revolution how retail transaction and powered across the continent. Award categories include Most Innovative Retail Organization, recognizing businesses implementing groundbreaking strategies and technologies. Best Retail Organization, celebrating business that integrates oil and offline retail experience. Most Sustainable Retail Organization, honoring leaders in sustainability and ethical practice. Award for differentiation in retail. Acknowledging unique products, offering an excellent Best Retail Organization for range excellence. Commanding retail with exceptional product selection, Best Retail Organization in logistics. Recognizing excellence in logistics that drive sales, Best Payment Companies for Retail. Celebrating payment partners that provide reliable, convenient platform enabling seamless commerce in retail. The African Retail Award is delivered in partnership with Nairametrics and KPMG, who serve as technical and assurance partners, respectively. KPMG's involvement ensures the integrity, transparency, and fairness of award, validating and credibility of the winners and the selection process. Fidelity Bank PLC is set to host a high-level panel session at the upcoming Fidelity Nigerian International Trade and Creative Connect in Atlanta, Georgia, USA. The session themed Financing for Scale, Unlocking Capital for Global Export Competitiveness will feature top executive and thought leaders from Nigeria's finance and entrepreneurial landscape. The FNITCC Atlanta 2025 is projected to attract over 3,000 participants and facilitate more than $400 million in trade, investment, and partnership deals. Interest businesses and particularly participants can register for the conference on the Fidelity Bank website. The federal government has approved Nigeria's medium-term debt management strategy (MTDs) for 2024 to 2027, focusing on debt sustainability, fiscal stability, and deepening the domestic security market. This strategy aims to balance the government finance needs with debt sustainability consideration while minimizing borrowing costs and risks. Key objectives include to meet the government facing need and payment obligation in the short to medium term, achieve an optimum composition of the public debt portfolio to ensure debt sustainability, further deepen and domestic security market through the introduction of new products, debt to GDP ratio 60% calling by 2027, up from 52.27% at the end of 2024. Interest payment to GDP 4.5% maximum compared to 3.75% in 2024. Sovereign guarantees to GDP 5% maximum, up from 2.09%. Domestic to external debt mix 55.44 ratio to reduce foreign exchange risk exposure. Refinancing risks 15% maximum of debt maturing within a year and debt maturing as a share of GDP capped at 5%. Average time to maturity minimum of 10 years for long repayment cycle. Foreign exchange debt exposure 45% maximum of total debt, down from 51.75%. This new strategy is expected to reassure investors, credit rating agency and international partners of Nigerian commitment to responsible debt management and fiscal discipline. That's all for today on Business Daily. Stay informed, stay ahead, and remember, in business, timing is everything. I am Teresa Ayuba. See you tomorrow on Som TV.